Chris Keys.
How you doing, John? That was some weird stuff, dude.
That was some weird stuff. Okay, here's what I love about this. Today we're looking at the Synth 1 from Keeley. And Robert Keeley, I love that dude, kind of mad scientist, inventor. And he really made a name for himself in making these, start with his compressor, which is just this very transparent compressor. And I think, when I think about his stuff, I think about kind of organic and tubey and transparent and very guitar stuff that just makes your guitar sound like a really good guitar. But what I dig about this is that he went the other direction. He's like, I want to make crazy stuff that sounds like a synth from back in the day. Like I'm talking about, in the early days of synthdom. But what I love about it, and we'll kind of get into let's just get into it right now. So it's fairly simple, but I think what's pretty brilliant about this pedal is this happy little fellow right there with the blend, because you're able to get this crazy synthy tone, which honest to God sounds like late 70s, early 80s crazy, synth stuff, but blend in your guitar so you have your bass tone, which is very guitarist. And here is our bass tone. And right now my pedal board, actually I've got a couple Keeley things on it. That's the Keeley Aria, and I've got an MXR overdrive and a phase one and a diatram. And this is like my little board I take around to like club dates. But here's our bass tone running. I guess when I came in, I had the drive going through this little Fender Junior. So just a good rock and roll tone, but then you can blend it in with this guy, and using the expression pedal out, it becomes, very expressive, as you might imagine. So there's our bass tone when you've got your heel down. And there's maybe like a little hint. Do you hear like something? Let's try that. Okay, that makes sense. When it's not engaged, let me put it right in the middle. When it's okay, with the blend in the middle, maybe there's like a little overtone there, but as soon as you start working your toe down, you're getting into these crazy, other tones. So I love that you can, in real time, adjust it and make it as subtle or obnoxious as you want it to be. So very cool. So it's not all that complex. There is the on and off, as you might suspect it needs. The blend, which you got into. The attack, I've got the attack all the way up because I want it immediately hitting. But if you've got that feathered back a bit, let me put it back. I'll just kind of show you. I'll put it back a bit. And here's my bass tone now. I'm just going for a clean tone. Bring it back a bit, the attack. In fact, just for shiz and giz, I'm going to unplug the expression for now, just so you can hear what it does. It's almost like a reverse delay, where you kind of swells into it. And you can make it as subtle or as extreme. So it's cool. Now I tend to set the attack up because I like the immediacy, and I'm kind of a I like to control the beat, you know, and there's a little bit too much chaos there for me, because to me it doesn't really matter what you're playing as long as it's in time, you're okay. And this gets into that kind of, the machine's kind of deciding where it goes, which I love that, but I'm not, but I like to have a little more control. I'm a control freak, Chris, that's what I'm saying. I'm uptight. Yeah, beneath this, you know, Zen hippie cowboy is a control freak. So, so I like a bit more, you know, control of it all. But, so let me put the attack up there a little bit more. We'll put it at, we'll say 3 o'clock. Cool, right? Level, of course, is going to make it, is the overall, you know, volume. And it goes all the way down to nothing, which I kind of wish it didn't do. So Robert, if you're listening, I don't like levels that go all the way down to nothing, because it seems like when I'm in the heat of battle and suddenly I don't hear anything out of my guitar, it's because one of the levels got knocked and it's all the way down, and I'm like, what the hell's wrong? And I start taking shit apart, and it's just that that thing's been knocked down. But level, it is great that you've got this. You can get a pretty good dB boost. Let me bring that attack up. So that's the attack all the way up, the level all the way up, and the blend all the way up. Okay, the next control is this happy little fellow right here, this rocker switch, which gives you 3 options. Up top is square, which looks like a square. In the middle is saw, which looks like a saw, and then sine. So why don't I just give you a little taste test and leave the level way up and attack up, and we'll just kind of go from there. So here is, I came in on the sine, which I just kind of like. Cool, right? Okay, let's do the same thing now on the saw. You know, and saw is the right word for that. It really is kind of jagged, right? Okay, and then square. It's funny, you can kind of hear that square pattern kind of going. Okay, so this big boy right up here is the filter control, and it controls the cutoff frequency of the sine wave. So, you know, that may not mean a lot to you, so let's just turn it on and switch, you know, spin a knob and see what it does. Ooh, I like that. It almost sounds like those old synths when they're trying to like do a tuba sound or something like that, you know? Love it. Sounds like an old Cars record or like Head East or something weird. And apparently, that in conjunction with it has the same effect with the rocker, but you're going to sound, but it's going to sound slightly different depending on what wave you're using. So. That's it with the square, it becomes really pronounced, right? Crazy, right? Okay, let me bring it, let me put it on the sine. How great, right? Just crazy. And the last bit is this chaos switch. Okay, the chaos switch is interesting. When it's not engaged, it's similar to a Boss OC2. When the chaos switch is engaged, a zero cross detection is used. So it has a harder time determining the fundamentals from the harmonics. So in short, it's a little bit more chaotic and unstable. Let's just listen to it and you can hear it. I'm going to put it in sine because I like that one, have the blend up, attack up, and level up. Here's chaos engage. Wow, isn't that crazy, that having that weird undercurrent of I mean, it felt like it was in like a weird lower harmony, but I can't tell you what it was. Let's try it again. Now, if I was in like a shoegaze band, this would totally be my jam. I'd be the guy on stage on my knees like this, just, you know, flipping shit around the whole time. Really fun. Okay, and another thing that I really dig about this is when you use it in conjunction with other pedals. Let me put the expression pedal back in. I'm using a Dunlop expression pedal, but any standard thing will work. And if you pop for this, you'll definitely want the expression pedal because it's just much more expressive. So let's just try this. I'm gonna put the filter kind of in the middle, attack up, level up, and let's try this siney bit. I like the sine because it seems like the tempo is a little bit easier to control. So let me put in a little bit of, here's our bass tone. They find a little something less chaotic. Let me try it off without the chaos. Right? Really interesting. You don't know what you're gonna get. I mean, there's a certain amount of control, but there's also that stuff that it's just gonna go where it goes.
Chaos, man.
Chaos. So good on you, Keeley. This is, I think, probably your most kind of adventuresome, out there, out on the ledge pedal yet. It seems more like a dessert than a main course, but who doesn't love dessert? So let's see what chaos we can make this thing do.